Hello and good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Welcome to another Saturday, Super Saturday afternoon. And as always, it's been an amazing day for me, a very bright and sunny afternoon. And I'm really looking forward to interact with you and take this conversation forward. As I had mentioned, this is about breaking free. And I also mentioned about this that we are all human beings and we all want to be a free bird. Most of the time, we don't want anybody to be, uh, you know, stopping us from doing what we want to do, when we want to do, how we want to do. And at times, we feel that we are being stopped or restricted. Jai Hind, Rishabh, how are you? And I thought I'll talk about this particular topic, breaking free, because if you remember, there's a very famous song by Queen Freddie Mercury called I Want to Break Free, and this is one of my favorite songs. And this song became my go-to mantra when we were all stuck in the after effect of the pandemic, which hit us in 2019. And then this song was my, what you can say, a motivating factor. And today we are talking about breaking free and what are the issues we face which prevent us from doing what we want to do, what are the things which are running in the back of our mind, and how can we overcome these issues in our own manner and find ways and means to do that. Joining me on this session today is another amazing person, Mr. Farhan, and we are waiting for him to join in. I think he'll be here with us in a minute. In the meanwhile, hi Melba, how are you? And hi Jagdish, good to see you. And we have uh, Farhan, are you there? I can't see you, I can't hear you. Give me a thumbs up or give me a call or
I'm
speak.
here.
I
Can you
can.
hear me?
Yeah, hi Farhan. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Can you see me?
I can't see you. I don't know what's wrong. Okay,
So
let me.
just click on the plus sign at the bottom of the screen. So and ask for joining in. So let me see. Let me try. Send me a request to join in.
Just a second.
Yeah, because I can hear you, but I can't see you. I don't know what is happening. Okay.
Yes,
So,
sometimes
so
technology does.
yeah, does play games with us. While Farhan is joining us, I can see Rishabh here, I can see Melba here, I can see Colonel Daljit, my very old friend and guide and mentor, and we are from the Indian Army together. So it's really amazing to see all of you here. And is there anyone who has gone through this feeling of getting stuck, feeling that I'm stuck in the daily routine or mundane things of life? I want to move forward, but I'm not going to do able to do this. And you really want to break free. And is there anyone among the audience who has been through this kind of a feeling? If yes, please. Yeah, I think Farhan is there with us. Give me a second. Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Uh, I saw for somehow, I don't know. Okay, I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can you see me?
I also cannot see you, but I can hear you very clearly.
So if any of the audience who are there, if they can see both of us here, please can you confirm so that we can start? Shahana or Melba or Shiva, any one of you, if you can
Yeah,
just
I think I got a message that both of us are visible to the people.
okay, that's great. So let's start the show. So Farhan, welcome first of all. Welcome to our weekly Saturday Live. And as I had mentioned to the audience, we are going to talk about breaking free. And incidentally, I think you are the right person to tell us about why breaking free and what is the importance of that. So before we do that, Safran, can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so first of all, Colonel Aditya, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be with you here. So, something about me, myself, I am actually a finance and accounting professional. I was like for 20 years working in the corporate sector, but certain experiences in my life and certain adverse situations, made me sit and take some reflections from my life. And I realized something was that I was living life on an autopilot mode. There was no structure in my life,
Mhm.
just the same routine every day. And that's when I started to do certain reflections and introspection about myself, what I want to do in life, and where I would want my life to go. And for somebody who was never into reading books and all, I started reading self-help books, and gradually, I started to learn a lot of things. And somewhere I thought to myself, that just living life like this was just so purposeless. So I needed to have some more meaning in my life, and that's when I decided to pursue coaching, because I think it making difference in people's life would really help myself in terms of having more meaning. And then when you help others, it really gives you that happiness and fulfillment. So currently
Absolutely.
I am also a life coach, and recently I have also authored a book. So yeah, that's about me.
That's really great, Farhan, and I do know a little bit about your story and how you have reached the state where you are. Uh, and so Farhan, you mentioned that you have written a book recently, published a book, and it was I think I got to know that it was a bestseller on the Delhi Book Fair also in India. So can you tell us a little bit about your book and what was the title?
Uh,
What is the title and what was this about? This book about? Because I know your book is related to what we are talking about.
Okay, so my book is also titled "Breaking Free." It's not
Yeah.
a bestseller, but yeah, it was showcased at the International
Mhm.
Book Fair, which happened last week at New Delhi. So again, as you started this talk, you were talking of breaking free, and as I told you that my life was running on an autopilot mode, and when I reflect back on it, I see that all across a lot of people are just living life that same monotonous way. And when I see it, it goes right back to the childhood, because as children we are told that study well, and when you study well and you get a good degree, then what happens is that you are all set in life, because you will get a good job and you are all set in life. But that's not the truth. And secondly, what happens is, with this same story, we tend to compare ourselves with others. We like, from childhood we are told, look at that boy, how well he's doing in his studies, why can't you do that? Or let's say, in terms of eating habits, see those people, those kids, how they are cleaning their plates and they are eating properly, whereas you don't take care of your food habits and
Yes.
etc. And
Absolutely.
comparison comes in almost everything. So as we go through life, we compare ourselves with others, and we are going with that same kind of story. So
Mm.
as we grow older and we get into adulthood, and as we go through life, we get married, we have kids, the same story keeps running, and then we think that as we compare ourselves to others, and whatever situations we may have had in our lives, we we have those beliefs that he is good, I'm not good.
Yeah.
I cannot do this because I don't think I'm good enough. And these kind of beliefs come into us, and these are the things that keep us holding us from reaching our potential, because every human being has an immense potential within themselves.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
breaking free is basically just to get those shackles off,
Mm.
and break free and go and achieve what you may have desired or aspired in your life. So yeah, that's about breaking free basically.
Thank you, Farhan. And Shiva says comparison is killer of self-worth. Absolutely, yes. I agree with you, Shiva, and also Farhan, that in our society is, I would say, uh, tuned to such things that we grew up in an environment wherein we are always being compared to others. Right from childhood, you will be compared to your siblings, your cousins, your friends, your classmates, and that comparison goes on and on and on. So you forever you are being compared to the best person in your class, or the best behaved child, or best in studies, best in sports, and you are being told to be like that other person. Why can't you be like that person? And nobody tells you to be what you are. That is, or appreciates you for what you are. It is always a comparison mechanism which we all grow into. And as we grow up, it becomes kind of a, as you mentioned about belief, we start believing in that comparison thing, and we start believing in certain things which we should not be doing. And this also flows into our adulthood, as you mentioned, and later on we are also guilty of the same thing with our children when we become parents. And as Shiva says, yes, because we get into this comparison process, it does not allow us to feel our potential completely. And even though we have the capability, we have the belief, but you also have that fear or doubt inside you, which says that whether I'll be able to do what I want to do, or whether I'll be successful at what I'm wanting to achieve, and that also restricts us. So, can you tell our audience a little about you mentioned about beliefs? So, can you tell our audience how do our beliefs affect us in terms of our life in general, and in terms of our career or our health or our relationship? How do our belief systems affect our life?
Yeah, so beliefs basically, as I told you, it comes from our experiences earlier in life. It could be
Yes.
at home, as a child, or maybe at school, uh, or in general, like when we are growing up, have a lot of experiences, and then certain experiences are so inbuilt into our system that we really believe certain things. So let's say, for example, a very common belief people have is that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Now, who defines what is good enough? Because
Mhm.
I have been created by my Lord in the best shape, and He knows the way He has created me is the best. So
Yeah.
why do I have to consider myself good or bad? Because the way I am, I'm good enough. But
Absolutely.
what happened, as we spoke about comparison? So because I
Mhm.
am comparing myself to somebody else, uh, I feel that I'm not good enough. So
Yeah.
so basically, how do we get out of it is also about having to understand what you want to do, where you want to go in life. So let's say, for example, in my case, when I had certain health conditions uh, about a few years back, it's almost 7 years back, when I started having health issues. My blood pressure used to shoot up. And
Mm-hmm.
when I used to visit the doctor used to tell me that you have to, she asked me about the lifestyle, that how I live life, how is my food eating habits, how is my life, in terms of having physical exercise, or is it sedentary, and all those stuff. So basically, it was a normal routine with very little exercise, or generally a sedentary lifestyle, no proper eating habits and all that. So eventually, when I started having medicine for that, I was like, this is it, this is, it's going to be lifetime, because this is what I keep hearing. So it was a belief, like, now I'm having this medicine, it's going to be lifetime. uh,
Yeah.
and uh, and actually, initially I tried to follow certain guidelines that the doctor
Mm-hmm.
had given me, in terms of maintaining certain food habits, eat regularly, eat healthy, and do
Mm-hmm.
exercise regularly. I tried for some time, but I got into that same monotonous
Yeah.
routine, and it used to not be consistent. So I
Mm-hmm.
gave up. Like, I said, okay, I'll have medicines, I cannot do it. And so that was the belief at that particular time. But as I experienced life, and now that I was into this coaching journey,
Mm-hmm.
I learned a few things, and one thing is that to get to understand from where this belief has come. It naturally comes from the all the noise that we hear from our surrounding, from our environment. So the first thing
Yes.
is to ask ourselves to be more aware of from where this has come, and
Mm-hmm.
is there a possibility to change it?
Yeah.
There is surely a possibility. So what can be done is, like, understand how I can change it. So in
Mm-hmm.
my case, for example, when I had these issues, I went and I spoke to a couple of my relatives who are into the health sector, understanding more from them, that how, if I want to get rid of this medical condition, what I need to do, and will it be possible for me. So they told me, like, what all I will need to do. It's from losing weight, to eating well, to exercising regularly, and a lot of things. So now, and I had to have the belief first that I can do it. What is stopping me? Like, earlier I didn't have that understanding on how to do it, and plus that negative uh, things running in the mind wouldn't allow me to do it. But now, with the knowledge that I have, I asked myself, why can't I do it? So
Yeah.
I started with the that I said I can do it. I had to get into this. If I try my best and I pray to my God, and that I want to get this thing done, and I put my efforts, it is definitely possible.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to reverse this medical condition through
Mm-hmm.
a lot of efforts into it. So, like, I am
Yeah.
now following a proper diet, and I'm following a exercise regime. I sleep minimum whatever is my requirement, and I'm taking care of health. And I would like to just let you know that for 7 years I was having this medicine Concor 5
Mm-hmm.
mg, and currently I
Mm-hmm.
have reduced it to 2.5 mg. So I'm
Wow.
on the way,
Wonderful.
towards getting that thing that I desire. So that's
Absolutely.
about it. Basically, it's when you have a limiting belief, you need to understand from where it has come,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to, maybe if you can do it by yourself, well and good, to understand how you can get rid of. And if not, then we can seek help. There are coaches and mentors who can guide you to get away from these kind of beliefs.
Absolutely. So I agree on certain very very important points which you brought. One is the finding the root cause of your belief, especially the beliefs which are stopping you from moving forward or which are limiting your progress. And that is one thing. And secondly, you also brought out another issue is that you should have that your reason or why. What is your why? Why do you want to get over a particular limiting belief which is stopping you from moving forward? As you gave your example of your health, that you said you were taking this medicine for 7 years and you took actions, you wanted to change your situation, and today you have reduced the dose by 50%. And in another few months or a year time, you will be able to be totally free from taking this medicine. So that why also is very, very important, and finding our why is one of the most challenging thing that most of us uh, face in our life. And the sooner we are able to find our why, and the sooner we are able to identify our beliefs which are preventing us from moving forward, or which are affecting our growth or success, or which are being becoming an obstacle in moving forward to achieve our outcomes and goals. The sooner
Right.
we do that, the better will be it for us. And one more thing which you brought out, which is very, very important, is that if we are not able to find a solution, or if we are not able to do it by ourselves, we must take or seek help from outside. It could be finding a coach or a mentor, or it could be from your friends, or somebody who you know in your circle, who you have faith in, or who are the people who are contributing your or towards your success, or who are contributing towards your growth. So if we are able to do that, then we will be able to overcome these limiting beliefs, and we'll be able to break through from the shackles which are binding us. So that is very, very, I would say, insightful for everybody. I think, Farhan. So moving forward, also tell me, Farhan, that like for health is one example. Similarly, is there any other thing which you would like to share with the audience, which can help them think and uh, move forward in overcoming these kinds of limiting beliefs which are preventing them from succeeding in their life?
Yeah, absolutely. See, the system is generally the same, and
Mhm.
like moreover, I would like to add. For example, now we spoke about the limiting beliefs and how you can understand. It's very important to surround yourself with people who will encourage you, not discourage you.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
happens is, like, people have certain limitations. So even if you go and tell somebody like around you, it could be your friend circle, or with your neighborhood, or somebody who if you go and tell him, like, I want to do certain thing, you know and you see, so there would be some discouraging statements like,
Yeah.
you are so old, how can you do it now, forget it, and all that. So you need to have people around you who will encourage you. Oh, wow, you
Mhm.
can do it. Wow, it's so nice that you are thinking of doing this at this age. It would be wonderful if you complete. See the difference between the two people responding to your talk. It makes a
Absolutely.
lot of difference. So you should surround yourself with people who will encourage you. This is one thing. And secondly, you need to build that kind of character that would live. So for example, when even like, you gave the example of, you told me about the health. If I need to take it from some other perspective, now I just we spoke about me writing a book. So when
Yeah.
I thought of writing a book, uh, I I was like, there was this inner voice within me thinking that how can I write a book? Because, when in my corporate world, when I was working, I used to find it very difficult to even send an email to my boss. Like I used to type a few lines, then I would backspace, delete a part of it, then come. So even like writing a small email would be such a big challenge. And even sometimes writing some letters to the authorities, like, writing a letter to the bank for some bank work or something, I used to really find it so difficult. So that inner voice was telling me, how can you write a book? And so I then took it back to my earlier experience in my life. I was a very shy person, not able to speak in public, very difficult to speak in social gatherings. But what I did was I joined Toastmasters and I improved my public speaking skills. So
Mhm.
similarly, when I wanted to write a book, I told myself, what is stopping me is this thought. So what can I do about it? So ask oneself, what can I do about it? It's about learning and building that character, and then seeking help and surrounding yourself with people who will encourage you to do it. So that's about it. Like, understand from where your limiting belief has come, and then ask yourself how you can change it, by taking the responsibility, and you have somebody hold you accountable on how you can go about it. Seek help whenever required, and I'm sure anybody can go and get certain things done when they are fully holding themselves accountable and responsible for it.
Yeah, absolutely, Farhan. Yes, one very important thing that you brought out is being aware of uh, your situation, being aware of the limiting belief or the things which are stopping you, being aware of the people who are stopping you, preventing you from moving forward, and thereafter, one is seeking help from either your friends or people in your community. Second option could be to go to a professional, find a coach or a mentor for yourself. And thirdly, as also you mentioned, uh, uh, finding a accountability partner. Yes, because at times what happens is even though we have people who are encouraging us to do the things that we want to do, but if we are not accountable to anybody, or if there's no one to help us keep a track of our progress, that also at times creates a break in the momentum, and suddenly people lag behind. They start off very well with a bang, and suddenly they fizzle out. So yes, accountability is another very very important thing, and if you can find a accountability partner for whatever you are seeking to do, that will be a great help in achieving success. And that's really great, Farhan. And anything else I want you to share with our audience anything specific which you have mentioned in your book, Breaking Free, which they can uh, go and read and use in their life to move forward.
Yeah. So as we have spoken about being aware, so it's a lot of my own personal experiences that I have shared in the book, and the fundamental thing, or the fundamental change that has come in me is through being more aware of myself. So it is self reflection, or you call it self introspection. We need to pause, because what happens is, in today's life we are so fast paced, life is moving at such a supersonic speed. We generally, people don't take time to reflect on what's happening. They don't take some time for themselves, and
Yeah.
like, okay, so far my life was spent in such a way. What am I going to do? Like, let's say if you are going to live till 80 years, how would I want my life to look at
Yeah.
when I'm at my deathbed? Would my
Mhm.
life be, would I be happy to have lived that kind of life, or would I have some regrets?
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
so to have that kind of big vision for yourself. So what I have written in my book is generally, yes, to first have a self reflection and introspection, to understand where you would want to go in life, and then plan your life in such a way that you know that now, from now till my death. So I have given an example in the book, that let's say you are living life till the age of 80. So now till 80 how many years I'm going to live, and how would I want my life to look like. So there are exercises given in my book at the
Mhm.
end of each chapter,
Okay.
which would help people, the readers, to reflect on their life, and also decide on how they would want their future to go about it. So it's about reflection and how it could help them, to move forward and live a more fulfilling and thriving life.
Yeah, thank you, Haran. You brought another very important point. Self-reflection and self-aware, and also introspection are something. And the another thing is the character of that person. Or how do I want to be remembered when I leave this world? So the if we think about that, or uh, then it'll also give us a little bit of clarity. And Anushri says it doesn't matter how long you live, it matters how well you live your life. Absolutely, Anushri, very true. And Divya says it is very important to introspect and reflect, as she agrees with you. And Yuvraj also says 100% absolutely with you. So yes, Farhan, that is another important thing which we can do is to firstly uh, think or visualize as to how do we want to be remembered once we leave this world, and what what will be the character of that person, say after I turn 80 or 90 or 100, depending upon what age do I live, and what is the legacy I would want to leave behind me, for which people will remember me, or any person for that matter. And as we all know, our books are legacies. As your book now, you have written your book. It is your even if you go away, your book will be there to be a reminder of your personality for people who are there in your life. So, and similarly, we can think about how do we want to be remembered by our friends, by our family, by our colleagues, and by our mastermind when we go away. So these things will definitely help us. And thank you very much, Farhan, for joining me on this show. And it was really great having this conversation, insightful conversation, I would say, which really gave me a lot of ideas, and I'm sure our audience would also have enjoyed this conversation and learned a few things which they would not be aware earlier. And so, otherwise, also anybody who wants to connect with Farhan or me, as we both are coaches and mentors, you can always, you're welcome to connect with us. I'll be posting the links of Farhan's social media as well as mine, so you can connect with us. And also, in case you want to, or if you want us to talk about something specific, which is either bothering you or troubling you, or for which you feel you are not able to find a solution, please do let us know. Then we'll talk about that. And before I wind up our show today, if there's anyone who would want to join us and share your views on what we talked about, you're most welcome. You can give me a you can give me a thumbs up, or you can type in the chat box, and I would love to speak to you. Anybody who wants to share anything, please do so. Okay, so if there are no questions or nobody coming up, thank you very much for everyone for joining us, and uh, listening to Farhan and I and our conversation. And I'm looking forward to see you again next Saturday, same time at 4 o'clock. And thank you again, Farhan. Thank you very much. And have
Thank
a
you so
great
much.
weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye and take care, everyone. Bye. I think somebody has. Okay. Before I wind up, Preeti wants to join us and say something. So, welcome, Preeti. Yeah. What happened? Okay. I think she says she clicked that by mistake. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.